had to go out today. I had to take my stepfather to the hospital. Don't worry, just an eye test, and at the end I wasn't actually needed. He could have driven home fine, but hey ho. What I did do though was have a look on Facebook. And what did I find on Facebook but a vacuum cleaner? I went and bought a VAX 5140 Rapide Plus from Facebook, not 3 miles from Milton Keynes Hospital. Look, the proof is on the bag there. Let's get it open and have a look and see what I bought and in what way it is quite broken. And then at the end I'll tell you how much I paid for this. Let's have a look. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner chums, how are you today? This probably very nearly got recycled for Milton Keynes. It's already inside this bag, which was to protect it from the rain, because guy was at work, so I picked it up from his house and popped the money through the door, and it probably did come from his understairs cupboard, because I have opened this once. I got it out at my mum's. It was just like the old times. Her looking at the things I bought. It was quite nice, and there were 2 massive spiders in it, so I'm very glad we did that. Her mealer came out. This is what I think dates from the 90s. A good chum on a Facebook group said 1999, and I'm inclined to believe him. I'm not terribly jammed up on these whole eras, but the 5140 I have, you will see, because we still have work to do to it at the time of filming this, a 6130 SX. So this is the generation before, and yeah, look, it does all of that stuff. Very nice indeed, and it's even got the serial number printed on the box. The rest of it is just, yeah, pictures of the vacuum cleaner. There are no accessories stored in the machine. Should have done that, but didn't. Yeah, this is what I bought. We have ourselves a genuine, unused, and I'm never going to use it bag. We have the dry filter, and this was actually stuck to there. You can see where I peeled it off a little bit, and there's another one at the bottom of the box that will fish out, and I think looking at that was in there literally, that, and then you had to take it out when it was new, and that's never been used. That's just fallen out, look. Never been used at all. We'll pop that back in there because that's annoying that came out. Yeah, we will be the first ones to vacuum with it in this episode, like dry vacuum, I promise you. But why do you need to wash your carpets? Well, did you know? Oh, there we go. Look, if I can just do that right. There we go. We have the 5140. The 5130 is a very common machine, and I've never seen a 5150. And look at the back. It tells you all of the model numbers. We had the middle range one, which stops at onboard tool storage. We don't have the stretch hose, which I have with my 6130, and doesn't have the spill pickup tool. And I'm sure I kept the wad. I don't know if I'll be able to find it in this video, but I did keep the wad, I think. I might have sold, I don't know, from the new wave that I had. Who knows? This is the manual. If you remember when we had the 6130 SX after video, I had to have a photocopy of this because I didn't have its original manual. Well, this one does, and it is literally black and orange. I've never seen one in person. I always wondered how they folded, so I could try and do mine the same way, but they're all scanned page to page, and that's how they are on my blog if you go and look. And yeah, very nice, but plain indeed. We have, and this is a very good key, a bottle which is about that full, so it's not very full at all, of the era of Vax that I remember. I remember seeing these on the shelves at Sainsbury's in this exact, style of Vax logo, care line, everything. I remember this ever so well. Yeah, there's a bit left because This machine has not been used for drying. Look, this is the admittedly very boring, by today's standards it's amazing, but back then it was plain, and yeah, that's brand new. I'm probably not going to use it too much. I mean, it's got a few little rust spots that will probably just buff out. This is the problem with these. It's why you see so many old Hoover were terrible for it, floor tools aren't particularly worn but are rusted. It's because they just self-perish. It's a bit of a shame, really. On the opposite end of the scale, we have the Ultra Rapide head, which has seen all of the use that this machine has had to offer. Yes, this is one of those machines that was bought, probably used 4 or 5 times, hence why, you know, there's that much of the original that would have come with this. Look, there's a tick in the box by the solution, and that's this. Probably would have paid extra for that. And so, yeah, this was only used for that. We have the solution trigger. It is a trigger. This bit screws onto the hose, and then that locks it on or off, I think. You can feel it pushing in. Yeah, I think you might be able to actually squeeze it. I don't know. I should RT FM later. We don't need to worry about that now. We have the hose, which is the era with the solution tube built in. So somewhere in there, although it is tucked up quite well, so I'm not going to fish it out now, will be the inside of the tube. Let's put that there. Are you going to... There it is, look. Ew, that's what they do, look. They all fill up with gunk. I remember my pneumatic jaws, you had to pull the fluff out when you used it dry. But then, and this is quite cool, again obviously Hoover Aquamaster and whatnot, it comes out into a brass fitting. And yeah, that is where, get this the right way around, you slide this onto there, like so, and I think it is a trigger because it does pivot, and then with it the right way around, yeah, you screw this onto there, like so. I won't bother doing it properly now because you'll see why in a bit, but yeah. Oh, it's even got, I literally just noticed this, the same on-off markings, look, that the 121 had. So it must be perma off and then obviously on with the trigger. It's also got the lovely Vax logo with the slider. Yeah, this hose has seen some much, fair play to it. We have ourselves some wands, they feel quite cheap, I'll be honest. And they are, although actually that's a bit weird. I've never seen a floating collar in the middle. This bit is separate to that bit. That is very long, certainly a lot longer than the very cheap one that we bought from eBay for the 6130 SX. Right. What have we got next? We have ourselves a unused, if I can, there we go, glint the edges of the upholstery tool, never used. A very horrible, I'll be completely honest, crevice tool. I haven't realised they switched to these horrible things so soon, but again, it's unused, never been scraped on a corner, and then the dusting brush. Look at the state of that, folks. I mean, look at it. It's just mint. Never been used. It's amazing that you can even still see the crinkles on the brushes. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. And then finally we have, I think it's either unused or it may have seen a little bit of use, the little wash head there. So that is all the tools. The next thing to get out is the machine itself, and I will pull off from the bottom that foam plug because we might be able to put that where it came from. That's it for in the box. There's just a bit of cardboard and that. So let me bring you down a bit and we shall have a look at the Vax Rapide Plus 5140. And the first thing to note is that it's absolutely mint, really. It is spotless. Hardly a mark on it. It is really, really something, and it is in a beautiful, deep, dark red colour. We have our rating spray. It's actually a 25-003, although that means nothing. It is a 5140 And no mistake, we have the variable power control. We have ourselves a plug with a sadly orange. They could have colour matched that, couldn't they? You know, let's unwrap it a bit nicely because I don't want to go scuffing it up. This should machine up like new. Might even do it by hand. Let's see, because yeah, we have ourselves a. Oh, there it goes. This might be quite filthy. Oh no, but won't go any further. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that is quite dirty. There is our post-motor sponge, but it's not perished, so it will wash up. And yeah, unlike my 6130 SX, it isn't broken, though. It's more of a pain to get back in. It doesn't seem to want to go in straight. But when it does go in, this is very nice. My 6130 SX doesn't have this lock. That's why it broke, because it knocked itself off in storage and took a great chunk off of itself. The silly little devil. Inside of here is, yeah, it's quite bad. Oh, that is falling out and apart some. In fact, we may as well. We'll take that bit off and we'll put this bit back in for now. There is our pickup tube with our little brass filter. Oh, very nice indeed. Now this is the bit that seems to be used, and it's actually wet because my mother did have a stain on her carpet, and I thought, yeah, I've broken it in some way, Mum, but we'll give it a go. The only way to test it was obviously to fill it full of water. So it's a bit cleaner than it was, and yeah, I do actually know. Our little foam thing can't go in here unless it's just sat in there, which seems a bit pathetic since it doesn't go with it at all. Who knows? Either maybe it went underneath this one. Who knows? Who cares? So there's that. What is nice to see though, look, is that there is quite clean. You can see where the water hits it. It might polish out. I might not bother, but on the ones that have been really used, that just looks like my face. It is absolutely terrible. And then in here, pretty clean again. You know, you can tell how one of these has been used by its recovery tank. Oh look, even the wheels are nice and new. Oh, this is going to clean up an absolute treat. So, we shall, for the first time, we better remove these, otherwise we're not going to get very far, are we? Come on, we'll just stick you together and you can be involved, but over there. Yeah, oh wait, we need to fit a bag, don't we? Now, I don't want to use the genuine, original bag. Look at that, all the way back to the 101, up to the 2301. Genuine Vaxo, and that's the 3rd revision of it. But I don't want to use that. I also can't quite find those nice fabric ones that we bought. So I thought, I know, these bunch who I bought some fabric bags from sent me these, which aren't fabric. But I did notice as I got them, they are double-walled, which these ones aren't, so it's better anyway. It's still dirty, it'll do for now. By the time we refurbish this, I shall have found the other bags. So we can put this on, we can put this on, and then we'll knock it onto low for a laugh, because we can, because we don't have a 5130. Ha! Plug it in and show you what she sounds like. That works really, really well, as it should do with a brand new bag and brand new filters. Right, let's get rid of some of these because we don't need them all. Oh look, we can put the tools on. One. Again, I don't think the tools have probably ever been sat on it. 3. There we go, look. Then we can put our hose on, and this is, I've always laughed at these. This is of the era where, people were trying to do things like this. You have to really, truthfully, either plug that in, because otherwise, what are you going to do with it? Or literally have it sat like that. You can't actually take it off. It didn't come with an other hose, so I guess we'll fit it, but we're not using it because obviously we are dry vacuuming. Oh dear. Right, let's put the wand on, like so. Then we'll put the floor tool on. And again, I can't quite, it has been put on just a little bit, you can tell. Like that. Oh, I have to make it a bit longer for me, and this is a horrible, horrible floor tool, but hey, it's what they came with. Right, so that's not too bad. Oh. Wind down is a little bit iffy. This thing has seen some use, but crikey, what a load of power. Wonder how it will spin that rubbish turbo brush that we bought the 6130 SX. Bless it, this turbo brush is absolute trash, isn't it? This one, however, is very good. This thing oodles of suction. I'm beginning to think there might be something else than I already know wrong with the 6130 SX. We'll have to investigate that in its own separate video, because this thing works really, really well. Already though, this is kinked already, and it looks like it always sits like that, because it rotates with this, and this thing, oh, it does rotate 360 degrees. Let's not do that. So, yeah, fair enough. The only other real thing to show you is the reason why we're not going to be able to use it wet, and the reason why it costs what it did. If I chuck it on low, and in fact, we've got this thing in, put it on, if I turn the pump on, has a dead pump, which is why I got this whole thing, bar those, for just £10. This is a £10 Vax Rapide Plus. And what I want to do now actually is open it up, because I had a Power 4000 once and it had a different pump to the ones I can find on eBay, and I don't actually know where this is going to sit, so we need to pop it open a bit and have a look at the pump so I can, try and find a replacement pump. Think it deserves it, don't you? The first thing that we need to do is take off, which I've just done with a nice fresh razor blade, the little black bit that sits in the centre screws, which is incredibly annoying. I'm going to stick that here on the filter housing so that one day it may go back. Because if you ever see one of these Vaxes with the sticker on the top, the way to know if it's been opened up before is to look at that top bit. Usually the screwdriver is just, gone straight through, because who cares? Yeah, not this one. Right, put you over there. We also need to do is lever off this, the speed control pot thing, and then there is a screw at the back, which actually comes off first, but I wanted to get that sticker off. Then the whole back part comes off. Now we are unplugged, I think. Yes, we are. We've basically got to take the cable off, because it's just a lot easier to get everything else off. So we'll take the cord retainer out, which also holds the grommet. The screws are all the same size, so that's not too bad. Done one of these, you've done them all, he says, hoping that this is going to just be a nice quick in and out job. So there is our cable clamp there, and I'm hoping, I know we can sort of get to them. You can get to the little terminals. That's fine. do. We'll tidy that up later. So with our cable off, we can now... Oh, can't put it from there because... Oh yes, no we can't now, can we? What we do have to do... Oh, blimey, I am forgetting already. It's on... Well, I say forgetting already, the 6130 SX didn't have this. There's a big flat nut here, which... don't want to scratch the ow face paint up too much. There we go. He says, having just done that, oh come on. There we go. And then all that comes off, but it's hooked at the bottom. And we don't want to break the clip. There we go, there's a clip down there, and that comes off, and yeah, we can see our first layer. So we'll unplug the speed pot, which has crimps with a... Oh, it doesn't have crimps with a locking tab, but oh well. Well, no, all it does, they're the evil sort of locking tab that's buried inside. Oh, really? Need a pin, really. Let me get those off. We can then pop up and out our switches, but we don't have to actually unplug them, I don't think, like that. We can pull off the plastic covers as well, so they don't get lost. But what we really want to do is get to these. There's one at the front and one at the back. There. Then this one, like that, all come apart, and we'll get our first look inside this thing. And already I am very glad that I didn't just buy a pump, because it is very different indeed. Oh, some slidey things come out as well. Right, that went to the speed pot. Motor seems okay, should hopefully clean up a bit. There's a big old chunky bit of electric there. We could check if that's blown. I don't know. Take some pictures. We need to go a layer deeper really to get to the pump, because I can't see an awful lot. It's quite big though, which does give me some thoughts, but we need to go a layer further. So I'm going to get reference to where I am, and then we basically just got to put out some more bolts. There is a screw on the front, and then this pops off. Oh, that's what we need to have a look for as well. A date stamp. I've not been checking for one of those. I'll have a look in a minute. We're getting on well here. Do that. These three. And then this is all sort of stuck together with a seal. And this is where we find out really how much use this has had, because this is where this whole design, and they still do it now, really falls down. Where you go? Okay, you're going that way. Oh, blimey, there's our pump. Okay, fair enough. We'll flip you over here. Or what I really need to do is release the pipe that sits on the pump, and then we can take this out. Yeah, it's not too bad. That's where it all gets plastered in, you know, when it all splatters off the motor. Still no date stamp, but hey ho, this is where we want to see. There's our motor. Look, our nice big chunky motor that probably has bearing issues, but we don't care about now. What we want is this pump. It's massive. It's not actually something I've seen before, although it might be a bit smaller. Underneath this very fetching green cover, so there's one screw, two screws. Oh, there's a thing there that says 1B. That's not what we're looking for. There's a rust as well in here, but if it's been stored in a garage, that's probably why. Let me pull that out, and then I suppose we're going to have to lift it all out anyway. Some bits are going to come flying out of the front as well if this all comes loose. Oh, why won't you come? Oof, nothing holding you in here. So I don't want to break the pump. There we go. Oh, look, silicon sealant. Thanks, Vax. Here is our Seam Engineering Oh, there's a lot of silicone. There we go. That's what falls out. But you have the spring, and then this part. The spring, and then this part. And yeah, here is our pump. 25 watts. CEME engineering. It does look a bit familiar. I'm going to go and hunt through the old part stash because I think, I don't like all that silicone though. I think somebody may have been in here before, but I don't fully think so. It doesn't look ruined. That's interesting. I'm going to have a quick look, see if I got anything that may or may not fit. There you go, that's just a push fit into there. Oh dear. I don't have, I thought I had, where is it? Something similar, and I almost do. This is the one actually from the pneumatic George that I had a while ago, but all the fittings are completely different. It's just push fit into there that I just can't replicate, and the bits don't come off of here. So I don't know what to do with this, short of, we'll hit it a bit, maybe it's jammed up, but these have a big old reputation for just like not working well at all, breaking their pumps. I was warned about this in my 6130 SX, but it has a completely different style of pump. So I think these might be the ones with the bad reputation. Oh, blimey. So that is a massive shame. So all I can really do now is to put this back together. Now, has that fixed it? Well, I'm afraid, no. Hang on. I can feel something. I can feel it vibrating. Crikey. Oh, this video's gone on quite long now, but equally there's only really one way that I can test this out, isn't there? Oh, blimey. I can feel it rumbling. Oh, I'll just unplug it now. That's it. What's also quite funny is that I forgot to put the top motor rubber back on. This suction's absolutely fine. Right, let's go get some water. Well, there we go. We're set back up in the only way this machine's ever known, and that's wet use. I don't know, I can feel something. It might just not be enough. I'm hoping that if I just put that there, the water will just shoot out of here. There's no one-way valve in there. Oh yeah, I've got it unplugged, isn't it? Right, the pumps are... Oh! Ah! It weed itself out. Oh, right, okay. Well, hey, this is my work carpet. I'm terribly fussed about it getting a little bit damp. Right, well, we will be doing a little bit of shampooing then, if only just to check. That's very interesting. I've either knocked it loose or, you know, a way that I was doing it before wasn't quite right. So that's on there. We'll do this up. This just takes that to there. And then, yeah, in theory, it should flood out here. I haven't worked out to turn the sodding thing off, but I don't think that's terribly important right now. Oh, can I feed it through? Yeah, I can feed it through. God, that's tall. That's horribly tall. It's wee everywhere. Oh my. Oh, okay. That is interesting. I think I'm going to have another look at this, but first... Oh, can't believe it. Oh yes, right, let me work out what the heck is wrong with this trigger. God, everything's soaking wet now. Right, in theory, this unclips from there, if I can do it and stop it from clicking back in. No, don't click back in. Then it wants to tilt forward. Then it's okay. I've got to take this out first. So here is our trigger. That's where our pipe is actually snapped off. So that's quite simple. We should just be able to. Oh, it's gone all hard and brittle. Yeah, that one. Yeah, it can be sliced with a screwdriver. That's fine. So in theory, then all we've got to do is just push. We'll cut that off cleanly. Oh no! Oh, it's all perished. There we go. There's that's just cracking apart. Look, this is the bit that I cut off, and look, all the end is just splitting up. Oh, you're never going to see that, are you? Yeah. Whatever. You don't need to look there. We need to look here because this bit unscrews. Look, I wonder what lies in here. This is the trigger. Look, this is, you pull on that orange thing and it opens and closes. All of this, I don't think I'll be able to. Oh, hello. Well, we can give it all a clean anyway. A little O-ring in there. That's cool. Well, that's the inside of the trigger of a VAX 61 whatever. There's a little bit of corrosion there. So I'm going to get all this cleaned up and put it back together, and we'll try again. It shampoos! The massive issue is this kink here. I think probably it's on both sides. We probably sort a lot of it out by making it just smaller, or somehow just some warm water might fix it. We need to do some very hot washing. But hey, that's good enough for now. Crikey, this bit of the motor's quite hot. Right, let's sum up. From that little bit there and probably whatever was in the poles and the wand and the head, look at that. That's some good filth. So there we go, a very happy ending indeed. It seems that just knocking on the pump did it. It literally unseized it, because I did check for water coming through here and there wasn't any. Off camera I've just realised as well that this whole bit pushes in a bit. So I think if I keep that bit pushed in, and on this bit I'm going to have to get hold of a really small little Jubilee clip and then just cut the pipe and push it back on a non-kinked bit, and that's going to make all the difference, because that's what was stopping this anyway. So I think the pump had seized, I think we got rid of that. But yeah, this then fell apart anyway. This is a horrible looking design. All that is being pulled by that little plastic bracket. And that little split pin there that I've had in and out about 5 times. I think that needs coming out again. And the whole plunger polishing up really, really well. But it works. We shampooed. This is quite nice to use. Like I said, at the time of filming this, I haven't used the newer Vax Rapide system. So hey, in another video we can get my Vax 6130 SX working. I can refurbish it. So I've still got to fit the upper motor cover. I mean, it seems absolutely fine without it, but I'll get it back in. But it's not terribly urgent. It can just sit there with the paperwork and everything else. And then, yeah, maybe in the future we can have a head-to-head between 2 generations, because, yeah, this came before my 6130 SX, of Vax shampooing. It seems like this rug might even come up quite nicely as well, though it's still quite wet. So, I don't know, we might have to use old black rug over here. But there we go. What are your Vax memories? Because I know that these were so common. Everybody saw them. Let me know down below what you ever thought of them, and do you have one now? And until then, I and this will see you soon. Bye bye.